always been part of our relationship that we want to nurture and we want to love. And so when we see a need, we want to fill it. He was a freshman in college and I was still in high school. I had this ex-boyfriend and I thought it would make him jealous if I was dating a college boy. So I pursued Drew and Drew wasn't interested in me. It made it really hard and I tried for like 3 or 4 months. And I even came up with this like 2-week plan when he was home on Christmas break. And I told people this, that like I had 2 weeks to make him fall in love with me before he went back off to college, this whole thing. Well, eventually he gave in and then it's history. In the beginning stages of our relationship, I was like, just so you know, like, there's a good chance we're going to have a teenager pretty early in our marriage because I knew that I loved Tameray and I knew there wasn't really anyone else. Tameray Thompson, she is our cousin, my cousin technically, and we've gotten custody. And she is 15. Tameray has been in custody of my grandmother since I think she was a year old because I was 7 when Tameray was born. But she's been in our family our whole life, and my grandmother's been raising her. Well, my grandmother's not doing so well. She's gotten much older. And so I kind of knew at even 12, 13, that when I was able to, we would probably be the ones that took over raising her. She moved in with us before her 8th grade year. One thing about adoption is that it completely changes your birth certificate and it kind of erases your past. We didn't really want to do that without her permission. That's not something she's interested in. And so she's our daughter, we call her our daughter, but legally we have custody. And then we have Rory, who was a student of mine when I worked at a private school, and she is 13.
She was previously adopted through foster care from a different family.
Rory had been with this family about 7 to 8 years. They were putting her back into foster care. And so they had told the school this, but they hadn't told her this. I'd reached out to DHS and I just said, like, I want to put my name on the case. If there's any chance at all that we can take her, I'm willing, I'm able. They had kind of told us, like, they didn't really think it would happen because we were so young. It was the day that I knew Rory wasn't coming back and she was waiting to be picked up. And I said, I love you, Rory. And she looked at me and she said, I'm not coming back, am I? I get home and I'm screaming in my car. And I pull into the driveway and Drew comes running out with the phone. He's like, it's DHS. And they told us that they were bringing her the next day. And they brought her, and they didn't tell her they were bringing her to someone she knew. So we opened the door, and she's like, Miss Taylor? We didn't think that she would want to be adopted again. I mean, she had already been adopted. Like, we did not push it. We did not bring it up at all. And she brought it up, and she wanted to be adopted. And I was like, if that's what you want, like, no problem. And we were able to move forward with that. And she got adopted after about 9 months of living with us. He's still in foster care. He is 12 years old. He is the relative of one of our girls. I never answered my phone, but I saw that it said like Arkansas DHS. And I answered the phone and they started telling me. And I literally fell to my knees, like sobbing at recess. My family came together and we got our room ready and he moved in with us. And hopefully his adoption will be finalized in November or December. We did not think I could get pregnant. I think that there might be a chance. It popped up so quick. It was like a dark line. And Drew had just gone to the store and my kids were napping. And I literally came out and I'm like crying. They think like something's wrong. Because I'm like, ah! This is not our baby. This is our family's baby. And they are so excited. They are like thrilled out of their mind. People try to make us out as martyrs a lot of the time. And that's not what we are. Like, there's no way that in our heart we could turn these kids away, knowing that we had the space for them and we were willing to provide for them.
We saw something that needed to happen and we just made it happen. Not to say it wasn't hard, not to say that we still didn't feel like we were ready for it, but at the same time we knew that it was better than the alternative.
Like, it wasn't at all easy, and I don't think it's a choice many people our age make, but due to our own life experiences too, I think we wanted a family. And we just wanted to take care of people.
All 3 of them have really been searching for like this family. And I think, and I hope that they feel like they're they're finally there, and so it just means a lot to them, and they really respect our family unit.
They've just come so far in a place where they can flourish and they're loved and they're safe, because they've been with people who they know are going to take care of them and trust them.
We just really want them to have healed from everything they've been through and be able to live a life separate from that, and live a life that doesn't point back to that.
That's not their identity anymore. Right. That's not who they are. That's not what defines them. I hope that they will be generational cycle breakers. They have these stories that's theirs to share in their own time. They really are gonna make a difference one day. I hope that they become parents and they become people who are willing to see a need and fill a need, and I mean, that would be my goal.